Hello everyone and welcome back to RogueFluff's hard mod leveling guide. We have leveled to level 63 and started our Burning Crusade adventures. Also we did some cool transmogs from stuff we picked up and thought it would just look cool. So the first dungeon in Hellfire Peninsula or in Burning Crusade content is Hellfire Ramparts. This used to be a hard dungeon where people died and it was nerfed down super hard. So basically we can try and solo it at level 63. Keep in mind that at level 63 you are at the same level or even lower than the bosses. So this is going to be a very hard one. We did pick up Leach Poison at level 60 as our talent. It will give us 10% leech, which is huge if you consider the amount of damage we still pull as assassin rogues. Just in case you didn't know, this blue circles means that these guys can see you stealth, so don't start until the guard walks away. These guys hit like a truck, so it's gonna be a while to clean up the mobs here. But it's definitely worth it. You get nice XP and you get nice drops. Plus, I think it's the vibe that was originally intended for this dungeon. It's not supposed to be run 5 times an hour with a group of 5 where no one dies and nothing happens. But it actually, if you take the time to see what the hell is going on, what the bosses do, and you'll see that basically this is one really tough cookie. So I want to teach you a cute little trick to deal with these guys that can see you while stealth. You can Shadowstep to them and then sap. Basically it takes a little time before they realize you're there. They will see you if you slowly walk into their aggro zone. But if you Shadowstep to them and immediately sap, then you are able to bypass that, and we will be using this trick quite a lot and failing at it quite a lot. We're just prepared to die a lot in this dungeon. I do pick up the dried fruit from the Thalamar supplies guy in Thalamar, which gives you 9 stamina, and that's pretty much it for now. This plus the Leech Poison should give us enough to try and start this dungeon. As you can see with these guys, I have to take it really slow because there is a mob that has dogs and the dogs can see you, and if you are not stealth then you are fucked. So I wait for the patrol to leave and only then I deal with this dude. The melee adds in this dungeons are quite hard. Some of them will disarm you and some of them will kidney shot you. So basically prepare to be CC'd quite a lot. The casters here are actually quite easy to kill and they don't hit so hard. So basically you'll be using your evasion and your basically your evasion. We threw the trinket, which was quite a mistake. This would have made this dungeon so much easier. So if you still have the dodge trinket from Eastern Plaguelands, then don't throw it away. One thing you could do to mitigate a bit of this CC is buy weapon chain as your weapon enchant. I'm just using plus damage. I didn't think about it at the time. I just thought I'll go through the ads as fast as I can. So this is pretty much it about the ads. I will talk a bit more again about the vision and the Shadowstep / sap combo, which we will be using quite a lot. Basically, if you reach one of these mobs, then you should take out the dogs first. Why? If you take out the main damage dealer, which is an elite, and you leave the dogs, which are non-elites, they can still see you. So if you're very close to dying and all your cooldowns are out, and you try to vanish, then you're fucked because you cannot vanish from the dogs. So in any case, if you start on these mobs, take out the dogs first, or take out the guards that can see you, and only then move on to the other targets, because then you will always have vanish to get out of it. So here I shadow step to the rogue and sap him, and fortunately it's far enough from the dogs. I don't know how I got it, but basically it was far enough from the dogs, so I get an opener on the dogs. But I decide to pull them as there are too many mobs around. I take out the dog and then I move on to the damage dealer. He does manage to disarm me, but at this point I have so many ticks on him that he simply goes down. All I have to do is make sure that he doesn't run away and aggro some of the other mobs. After this, simply regain your health with either Crimson Vial or Cannibalize, or whatever you see fit, or whatever is off cooldown, and then just take out the sapped mob and then you can re-stealth. I do end up dying here as there are quite a lot of mobs that can see me, and I do fail with the blink and sap, the shadow step and sap. This is quite hard to get used to, but it's really important to clear the entire area before you start the boss here. Otherwise you'll just get overwhelmed by a bunch of ads, and some of them can see you. So even vanish will not be an option. So the first boss is Watchkeeper Galgulmar. He is relatively easy. You can try to use Distract to split the mob, just like we did in Sunken Temple. Wait for them to go away, but do sap him, otherwise he just undistracts and runs to them. Wait for them to go away, because the minute you start attacking him, the boss will start the fight. So wait till they're far away so you can take him down as fast as possible. What the ads do is basically heal the boss, so you want to take them out as fast as possible. Watchkeeper has very limited... He has basically two abilities. One which hits 150% of his weapon damage. I'm not sure how much is that, but he doesn't hit that hard. And of course, if you're using evasion, then you're good to go, because, well, you're using evasion and he's a melee warrior. So he is relatively easy. I do end up using one of my flasks, but other than that, he is quite simple. In terms of drops, he drops crap. Only thing he drops that's nice is a pair of bracers. Yeah, you can keep them unless you got something else. We move on. At this point, you don't have to clear all the mobs in the terrace. If you don't want to, you can just go up the stairs. Remember that the guys that are rezzing, or I don't know what they're doing, they're creating another monstrosity in the middle of the stairs. The guy in the middle cannot be sapped, so deal with that accordingly. Now this terrace is a bitch. It's full of dogs and it's full of ads that can see you. Basically what I do is shadow step and sap the watcher and kill the dogs. Unfortunately, instead of pulling him, I decide to go and fight him, pulling the entire mob of the right side, and I have to vanish and restart this. So be very careful. Not only the dogs can see you here, but also the other mobs. Try to take out the patrols first as they walk across the entrance. This is basically what we used to do when BC came out. You would wait at the entrance and pull the patrol inside, and then deal with the mobs one by one. So basically try to do that again. And we are at the second boss. Now this boss is hard. It's much harder than the first one, and prepare to die quite a few times before you manage to take him down. I open with my regular rotation. I start with Garrote, and then add Hemorrhage, and then add Mutilate, and if I have 6 combo points, then I will Rupture. Otherwise, I will build 6 combo points till Rupture, because the difference between a 5 point and a 6 point is 50% damage. One is 10k and the other is 15k. So try to get to the maximum combo points before you use any of your finishers. Otherwise, you are dead, as I am right now. This boss has 4 abilities. Demonic Shield, which reduces physical and magical damage taken by 75%. You should really be aware of that. Shadow Bolts, so don't try to run away, because he'll just hit you from afar and they hit hard. And Summon Fiendish Hound, which will summon the Hound that will then leech on your life. So if a Hound spawns, take him out as fast as possible. The 4th ability is kind of aura that will damage your other group members, and since we're soloing it, you should not be too concerned about that. I do remember that I have a scroll of agility in my bag, so I try to use that after dying to him a couple, 3, 4, 5 times. And basically, I will try to use my abilities really at the correct time. He is hard, but he is doable. Again, I start with the Garrote and Hemorrhage Mutilate combo builder. You can see that he hits me quite hard with melee, but I am waiting for my evasion until I use my vials, because when he brings out the Hound and you have Hounds plus his melee attacks, then when it gets really hard. So save your evasion for that. Try to get the Hound down as fast as possible. You should do that while he is casting his shield, because then he doesn't hit super hard. I run away, use my Crimson Vial, and then when I have full combo points on him, I use a finisher and I manage to take him down. He drops a staff, which is crap. Basically, his drops are crap. He does drop a nice necklace called Garrote Sting Necklace, which is stamina, crit, and attack power. Other than that, is nothing very interesting that he drops. The rest is quite crap. The last boss or bosses are Vazrudan and Vazrudan the Herald. Basically, the boss is not the guy, but rather the dragon, or I don't know what he is, Nether Dragon. And you would think that these guys are just ads, but actually they are the ones who start the fight. The minute you kill them, and they are his bodyguards, the minute you kill them, basically the fight starts with the boss. Now, as I said before, BC stands for bugged content. So if you try to if you try to use too many CCs, or if you try to cannibalize or something, these ads will just pop again before Vazrudan will attack you. Now, I didn't know that, so I just started the fight, and as you fight him, he only has 16k health, but he has a lot of armor and he hits like a truck, so it takes time to build combo points. And meanwhile, Vazrudan the Herald, which is the dragon, spits fire at you and makes you die. Now, basically, this is not a boss fight, this is a 4 elite fight with no times to stop. You cannot vanish between them, there's nothing that can stop. Now, this is the kind of fight that will literally make you understand your character. You will understand every ability, when to use it, when not to use it, what to do, what not to do, how to time stuff, and also make you realize that all this content is super buggy because these guards keep spawning one after the other and there's no way you can escape. Suddenly Vazrudan runs after you vanish. So I think I tried for like 10, maybe 20 times. I don't remember. I don't even remember how many times I tried and ran in. I had to repair my gear twice. So obviously the first time had a bit to do with Omar because he killed me a couple, 4 or 5 times. But I actually had to repair my gear twice during this encounter. I got so frustrated. I went and cleaned up all the ads on the instance and just left these guys. And eventually I end up leveling just by killing these guys and Varzudan, which is insane. But basically, if you ever wanted to feel what vanilla felt like when you ran inside inside a raid with 40 other people and just kept wiping and dying and trying again and trying different and wiping again, then this is the feel. At one point I leave and I change from Leach Poison to Elusiveness, trying to mitigate some of the damage with Feint. After 3-4 tries with that, I fail, and I just return to Leeching Poison, which gives me a much better sustain. So again, understanding the character very well, and at one point I just decide, fuck this, that's just too much. I've already leveled to level 64, which gives me more health, more agility, more hit rating to hit the targets, and still I cannot manage to take him down. It's just the fight is too long, not enough sustained health, not enough damage, and there's just basically nothing I can do. Not with potion, not with flasks, not with food, and it's just the last boss is not soloable at level 64 with no heirloom gear. So either take my word on it or give it a try and show me that it is possible. And so after yelling just one last try and honestly feeling so frustrated with this boss, I do give him one last try with the regular dried fruits to give me +9 stamina, and it's just a fail. This is a fail, and I will have to come back, but I think I will never return to this instance again after this. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed watching me wipe a couple times. Please leave a comment and subscribe. RogueFluff out.